Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for the 26th, 27th, and 28th of February, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is a full moon weekend. Now, you know that when it's the weekend reading, I am using my two Radley Valentine decks, Angel Tarot cards for the main message, Archangel Power Tarot cards. I will pull one. I'll also pull one from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. I've prayed, meditated, and infused all the cards, all the decks with Reiki energy. Remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. I am an intuitive channeler. Some might even say a messenger. My job is just to deliver the message. I open myself to higher power. That's where the message comes from. Okay, now, we do have a full moon. This is on the 27th in the morning. It's at 0317, so 3:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, full moon. So that would be, Friday night, Saturday morning, depending on where you're at. It is in Virgo. It is trining Uranus, which is in Taurus right now, and Mars in Taurus also. It's also opposite Venus. So there's a lot of positivity to this moon. This is actually kind of a even though there's a lot of earth energy to it, there's a lot of getting down to earth, getting down to business type of energy. But this has a very much a kind of taken a lot of control back into our own hands. This is, really what what is it that we've been wanting? What is it that we've been hoping for? And again, too, I do feel a lot of control coming back into our own hands. But the thing is, it's not being given to us as much as it is we are taking it. Okay? I'm hearing we are taking it back. And now granted, does it all come all the time? No. Does it all come at once? No. But again, it is the more and more and more. Now, the full moon energy will be around for a good 14 days until we come to that new moon. Remember, new moon to full moon is when we request. Full moon to new moon is when we get rid of the baggage, and the full moon in itself is when we release, relinquish, and request. So that's releasing what's holding us back. What is holding us back? It could be a spiritual thing, it could be an emotional thing, but it also could be very much in the physical too. So it could be, are we afraid? And that's what we're afraid, that's what's keeping us. That's what, what we need to release. Or is it something that is actually more in that natural, maybe it's possibly it's a toxic relationship. Remember, relationships, work, job, career, personal, interpersonal, intimate, family, or home. So maybe it's more in that natural, and that's something else we need to release. Relinquish is actually giving it up, giving something up of your free will. It's not necessarily having it being taken from you as much as it is saying, no, I don't want this anymore. This is not my path anymore. And then, of course, request. Request is the wonderful part where it's like, now that we've gotten some space, now that we've cleared out, I like to liken it to my garage. Now that I've done some garage sales and I've, cleaned up my garage, now I have space to bring in. And that's when we ask for those things that will help us, will benefit us, will bring us to that better pathway. I'm always a little bit leery about being too specific with what I request, because sometimes what I request is so narrow that, I feel that sometimes I miss out on that bigger picture. So if you are worried about money, or if you do not have a job, one of the things many people will say, I want a job that gives me A, B, C, D, E, F, G, instead of saying, I want and I've done that. And you know what? I've gotten those jobs. And I realized I wasn't necessarily happy. So the other thing is to kind of make it a little broader, is to say, I would like something to fulfill my financial security. I'd like a little bit extra, sometimes a lot extra, so I can have a little fun, or to help others also. So sometimes putting that out, and then, you can just see what happens when you make it a little broader. Okay. Now, the other, so release, relinquish, and request. Now remember, this is also opposite Venus, so it's kind of like the two of them are looking at each other, the full moon. I never say to worship the full moon. That's not what I'm talking about. I look at the full moon as a divine creation, and it goes through its phases, and the moon, through its gravitational pull, or however you want to say it, the scientific reasons, it does affect us. Okay? So the full moon in Virgo with those Taurus, the Mars and Uranus trines, and then opposite Venus. So that Venus is, very loving, very caring. Now but Venus can be a little bit emotional. Venus can be a little bit of a jealous person too, or I should say jealous energy too, not a person, a jealous energy. So you gotta be careful with Venus in some ways. Venus went into Pisces on the 25th, but I've talked about that. So we have these two. This is why I said this would be a good weekend to revisit Valentine's Day, or what the concept of Valentine's Day is. This is a full moon that's very earthy, so it is very down to, getting down to business. It can be a bit of a perfectionist, so try not to be too micromanaging. It's getting you ready, getting busy. Now, it is also, it's like getting like fresh air coming through, spring cleaning. Now, I know for the people in the Southern Hemisphere, it might just be getting ready for your winter also. So, it's cleaning your house. It's just very freeing. I just feel very freeing. Ready for changes, preparation, high motivation and energies. And like I said, this is kind of like a revisiting of Valentine's Day, or what we believe, what we think of as Valentine's Day. So this would be a good time for that special celebration, the special date, whatever it is that, maybe you didn't get to do it, a couple of weeks ago. This would be a good time to revisit that. Okay? So that's what I'm going to tell you about. Now, the other thing about the full moon is this is when, you can do like 3 days before up to, and then 3 days after. So that's like a 6-day period. I myself like the day before, the day of, and then the day after. So since it's 26th in the morning, I would say then the 24th, 25th, 26th, I might go to the 27th too. I put things out that are very special to me. I make like my cards and such, but I'll put out, I actually have them on the windowsill that gets a good moonlight type of energy. But if I put it outside, I always make sure that I like double seal it with some baggies, okay? Because it does get a little damp and a little wet, and I don't want them to be, I don't want them to become mushy. Anyway, that's really what I want to tell you about with the full moon. It is an important time. There's a lot of celebrations. The 26th also has a lot of it's not necessarily that you receive, it is received, but it's not necessarily that everything is all perfect. But this has the energy to say we can be very, very positive. We can also triumph. We can also just get busy and get things done. And, again, it's that thing of it's taking back control, or taking of control. And it has, and a lot of my Tauruses have been feeling this already. And it's just stepping up to that plate. And there's a big determination with this energy. Okay? Whew. So I do feel that my earth signs will probably, be more, they will feel this quite strongly, but it's also too, please don't think that if you are the earth will kind of get down to business. The fire signs, this is going to fuel your passion. The water signs, I feel this is also, this is also gonna, it's like, just kind of feeling with my water signs, just get going, get going, get going. And then with my air signs, again, we are in an age of Aquarius. This is that thing. Put it out there, speak it out there. You can I kind of feel like with my air signs, you can speak, or even if with all of us, but you can speak it out, you can move mountains. Okay? Okay. Anyway, let's get started with the readings. Hello, my Scorpios. How are you? Getting ready for the big weekend. Here we go. Let's see what we have going. It is a time for you to just get really, get ready for business. Get ready to, I just feel very solid energy around you. Let's put it that way. I feel solid energy, building new things, building new dreams, building new opportunities type of energy here. So let's see what we have for my Scorpios. I just extremely, extremely solid. It's actually going to keep some of the emotions from, there might have been some time that, being water signs, emotions go up and down, up and down. I just feel this is really keeping you grounded for this weekend. Let's see what we have here for my Scorpios. Middle card is reversed. Stronger energy. Here we are. The 5 of water. So that might be why I'm, feeling this grounding, because water energy, your energy, it's also Pisces, it's also Cancer energy, fluid, very emotional. 5s have some changes here. Now it could be positive, it could be negative, okay? But it's always changes. And having the emotional changes doesn't necessarily feel comfortable. Even if it's a wonderful emotion, it gets your heart racing, things beating a little bit faster. Or if it's negative energy, it kind of gets that, that flight or fight type of energy. It stimulates that fight or flight response. The 5 of water, so I think that's why that you need to make sure that you do stay as grounded as you can this weekend, that you do put it out, pull into that that Virgo type of energy, because there's some things, some choices that you have to make, and you need to be making them with a very clear head, okay? And you need to be making them with a way, thinking about, not necessarily putting it out there that, well, if I do this, it'll really, kind of that vindictive type of energy. You want to make sure that you're not, cutting your nose off to spite your face. There's an old saying with that. You want, because whatever you do now, you don't want to necessarily marry in haste and repent in leisure type of energy here. So stay grounded, stay focused on what it is that you want, okay? And I don't mean what it is that will actually make your life better. How's that? Not necessarily what we want, because sometimes what we want, isn't always healthy, and isn't always the better thing. It's what will make my life better. Anyway, things not turning out the way you'd hope, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. Okay, next card, reversed. The King of Water. Now, King's energy underlying energy is very air energy, thought processes, making your plans. It's thinking strategically. Water energy is, again, your energy. So there isn't, so somehow the emotions, the emotions and the air energy are kind of fighting with each other. It's, again, what I was saying. I want to do this, but maybe that's not the best thing that is supposed to be, So I kind of feel like there is a little bit of a conflict between what you want and what you know to be right, or what even you're being kind of guided into knowing what is right. So there is a lot of energy that's saying, it's kind of like my way or the highway. It's really not going to work well for you if you don't step back and take a look at the bigger picture, okay? Again, I feel that you need to make sure that you stay grounded, that that it's not so much an emotional response as it is kind of step back a little bit and think about it. Think before you leap. I know I'm pulling in these old sayings. Now, the thing about the King of Water, though, there's a lot of good energy here with the King of Water. So this could even be somebody that wants to help, and normally I usually feel this is more you, but this could be somebody that wants to guide you down that right path. It could be somebody, maybe that's who I'm feeling is the grounding energy. So you might be feeling like, you just want to you just want to get out there. You want to do what you think, just emotional, visceral type of response. And there could be this person or, the situation that's holding you back and keeping you more into the reality of what the world is. Okay? Okay. Anyway. Whoa. Trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. So there is this emotion, and these 5s have some change to it too. So it's kind of It's not what I wanted type of change. And then, you have somebody else saying, hey, wait a minute, Scorpio, simmer down a little bit. Look at it this way. Look at it this way. Because I do feel like this could be the weekend that chains are broken. Chains are broken. And again, too, that could be because you're releasing and relinquishing. It could be your own, chains, things that you have held on and that have chained you. Or it could be, outside world. It could be more in the natural, too. Your last card here, the 10 of air. Air energy is, again, it is our Aquarius, our Gemini, our Libra energy, thought processes. It's our thinking. This is the tens transition. So we have, tens are like saying you can, it's done. Let's move forward. So there's an emotional attachment. Somebody might be helping you through this. Somebody might be helping you to see that, hey, think a little bit more than just your feeling. You're feeling really strong. Your feelings, and not to say that your feelings, I'm not diminishing your feelings at all. I just feel that the feelings have so much of a hold on you, that whoever's helping you to process and think clearly, and I shouldn't say think, process and see beyond the feelings. How's that? Beyond the emotions, is going to help you to actually break free. And again, the release, relinquishing, and I'm seeing like chains coming off of you and pushing forward. And, and it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to let go, or it's hard to, it's hard to either let go of what's holding on to you or to break free with that. But the 10 of air, so this is a big weekend for you here. The 10 of air talks about the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change, and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction, and I kind of feel like the emotional situation is what the addiction is. You're so used to having that emotional stressors that sometimes, it's hard to see beyond that. Wow, I know that this isn't going to be for all of my Scorpios, because many of my Scorpios, part of this has been what you've already been through. And, so maybe you're going to be helping somebody. It could be that you even are helping someone through this type of a process. Because I do feel the grounding energy around Scorpios. And it could be that you are helping someone that is going through this to get to this, okay? And when you're helping that process, you know exactly what they've been through. It's like, you kind of want to say to them, a couple of things you want to do. One is, my Scorpios, you want to shake them a little bit and say, I know what you're going through. Stop holding on. It's time to move on. And another one is you're like, oh, I do know what you're going through. And you're kind of like, but you got to move on. You got to move on, because they get kind of stuck. So this could either be, this could either be for certain Scorpios that are actually stuck, but it could actually be for Scorpios that you have somebody that you care very strongly about in your life that's kind of in that stuck mode too. Okay, we got some cards that fell out. And interesting here. So these are some 3 cards. You've got you got a lot of archangel energy here too. Now, reversed card, here we are. This is an earth card. This is our Taurus, Virgo, and it is our Capricorn. And remember, Taurus, the one I talked about with the full moon. This is a very grounding type of card, okay? Aces are new beginnings, new starts. They're ones. So this, in that natural, in that real world, this is like saying, you are, this is that thing that I was saying in the beginning. You are grounded, you are ready, you are in that natural world, and just get ready, because things will be moving too. Well, I know I'm always talking about moving with you. I'm sorry. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time, or support, a change in job, or a promotion. So, maybe, it's like this is mucky. Okay, this is like sticky. I feel like this is kind of like holding you down, holding you back. And it's like all of this is these possibilities. It's like this is the, now I'm not an English major, but it's kind of like a, it's like when you have 2 sentences and you have the and, or you have the comma. This is what it's like. this is where you were. This is the connection. This is where you're going. Okay? Okay. So next one is 9. 9 has a completion to it. This is Archangel Raziel. This is Epiphany. This is Light Bulb. This is that is like, oh my gosh, maybe you, again too, it could be that you're going through this or you are helping someone through whatever this process was. But it's like there's a shining light. There is a, let's look at this better. Let's look at this clearer. Let's look at this from a different perspective also. Okay? So Epiphany is joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others. And that could be exactly what you're going to be, my Scorpios. And it's okay. It's okay that this isn't totally about you per se, but it's where, it's that you're going to be that friend in need. A friend in need is a friend indeed, or, you know what I'm saying. I should never try to do those things. Answers that come through meditation. And your last card here is solution. So we have the 9 here. We have a 1 and a 4, new start. Yeah, so here's a 1, new start, new beginning. 10s could, if it's a 10, it could be, transition. We have a 4, stability. Add it together, 1 plus 4, 5. We can have some changes here. Archangel Zedkiel. Now, this is again, part of this is, again, what you might be bringing or what somebody might be bringing to you. Success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. So, it's very, very interesting with this because, like I said, this could be actually what you're experiencing, or you are helping somebody through this experience. Either way, you might either have somebody mentoring you and helping you through it, or you might be the mentor helping someone else. Either way, there's lessons that are going to be learned, but there's also going to be a positive release with this weekend. Okay? Anyway, let's go on here. We're going to see what crystal, so that's Raziel and that's Zedkiel. So please, please, please. There's, let's see what we have here. What crystal or energy would be good for my Scorpios? Here we go. This one is reversed. Air. Air. I love when we get those. It's not, you can't, balloon, sure. But this is breathe. This is thinking clearly, thinking logically, not having so much of the emotion. Now, air is also about communication, imagination, independent, also witty. So this might be that weekend you need to breathe through it. Okay? Okay. This is, I want to know what this is all about, my Scorpios. Please let me know. Because, it's, you do tend to give me, your readings tend to give me 2 different, perspectives many times. And I've talked about that with you before. So it's kind of like one is you and one, they're both you, but one is you as the receiver and the other is you as the giver. So interesting. Now, my Scorpios, remember the button? Like, share, subscribe. It helps, and I thank you. As always, my Scorpios, know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.